Do you think an army is necessary in modern Russia?
Absolutely. And not only is it is needed to be twice as much as now, because the balance of power in the world is very, very much not in our favor. And that's why we need to call up reservists now, so they can at least quietly learn to shoot and a little bit know how. Because war can start at any time. The West is not asleep. They have such plans, terrible ones. That's why we need the army like air. Because if there is no army, there will be no Russia. And we, in short, will be slaves. That's all I can say.
Could you reveal any of the West's plans that you mentioned?
The West plans, naturally they are the West plans. They have been conducting plans for centuries. And now the main plans are, first of all, they wanted to attack Donbass, but we managed to get ahead of them first on the 22nd in 2022. If they had attacked Donbass, they would have captured Donbass and Crimea. That's 100%. And there would have been a lot of refugees. And they would have gone to Russia. And if they went to Russia, what would that mean? In Russia, there would have been this unrest would have started. Therefore, what Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin did was the only step that saved Russia. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to drive them out from there. There would have been such casualties, millions of comrades. This was the only way out, that it was necessary to start the war. That's it. Not an attack, well, a special military operation. That's why we really need the army. Of course, the thing is, well, I'm not afraid for myself because I'm already old. I'm 80 years old. They won't draft me. That's right. But if they told me to, I would go. I would go right now because Russia always remains Russia. Because even under different czars, Russia always fought back. Napoleon wanted to conquer us. It didn't work. Hitler wanted to conquer us. It didn't work. And therefore, and the West and the Americans, they really want to get Russia because Russia is a very rich country and turn us into slaves, real slaves, you understand. We will be real slaves, therefore. And if you don't want to be slaves, then you need to build a very good army. Without an army, Russia will be lost. Well, where to? Of course, sacrifices are unavoidable here. But what can you do if we want our children, for you specifically, to have peace, right? So that you can live normally. That's why we need a very strong army.
Do you think the human casualties you mentioned are worth it?
Well, you see, right now our special military operation is lasting very long and very, so to speak. And why? Because our commanders have been ordered to minimize casualties as much as possible. And with as few casualties as possible. We don't go in with open chest like that. First we do the bombings, and then when we clear it, we go in. And if we were like this, if Putin wants our generals, our army, our people want, we can literally reach Kyiv in a month, but the casualties would be enormous, but we don't need that.
But already more casualties than in Afghanistan than in Chechnya?
Oh, there are so many casualties, comrades. But the fact is, well, no war comes without casualties. It's so sad for the guys. Well, they are so brave. They are so brave, of course. And the thing is, right now, our army mainly consists of volunteers. And although they say they are paid, you know, life is always more valuable than any money. So I believe that, well, they are all just heroes. That's about it.
But look, I also wanted to ask one last question. You mentioned Crimea and Donbass. Well, Crimea is understandable why it might be needed because of the Black Sea base, let's say, and so on, strategic. But why does the West need Donbass?
So they wanted to conquer Donbass. Why is that? If they had entered Donbass before us, right, then it would have been a lot. They would have done a carpet bombing of Donbass, would have destroyed millions of people there first. That's why I say...
But why? Why?
To then destabilize the situation here in Russia, we have a fifth column, as you know.
Who is that?
Well, the fifth column is those who, well, don't like Putin and don't like our system.
Could it be, for example, that they love Russia but don't love Putin? Is that possible?
Well, naturally. And there in this fifth column, there are even some very famous people, you know, who are now somewhere in the West and so on. And
Do you think it's normal to love Russia but not love Putin? Is that possible?
Well, I certainly can't say. I can't say that Russia and Putin are like one entity, but it could be.
maybe, who knows, someone might not like the pension reform, someone else might have some other issues, and they don't look at the big picture but think, oh, look what he did, look, the price of oil went up again, to hell with Putin, that's how it is. So maybe, of course, yes,